Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshua, Ba'ashem Ruach double on the Son to the Elder Apostles, a great milestone for the teachings of the Scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 22, titled, David's Flight Continues. Verse 1. Right. Verse 1. And David therefore departed thence, and escaped to the cave, Adullam. And when his brethren and all his father's house heard it, they went down thither to him. And every one that was in distress, and every one that was in debt, and every one that was discontent, gathered themselves unto him, and he became a captain over them. And there were with him about 400 men. And David went thence to Mizpah of Moab. Right. Because you also had, wait, let me show you something, if I'm correct, wait. Right, you had Mizpah in Moab, but you also had Mizpah in Benjamin. So, for anybody that has seen the other videos that I did, you have certain places that have same names, you know, like Bethlehem. You have Bethlehem, if I'm correct, what was it again? Bethlehem, Naphtali, or I forgot. But yeah, it's around here somewhere. So you have another Bethlehem. There are two Bethlehems there. You have Bethlehem, Zebulun, Joshua 19, and yeah, and here too. Wait, yeah, Ephrath is where Samuel, his father, came from, which is in the midst of Judah, but Samuel is a Levite, because the Levites didn't have places. They lived amongst the tribes. So he's from here. Samuel is from Ephrath. Well, his father is from Ephrath, if I'm correct. It was here. It says here from Mount Ephraim, yeah, because they was living there, yes. And Elka, Jeroboam, the son of Zub, an Ephrathite. So his father came from amongst Judah, and then Samuel lived here in Mount Ephraim with his father and his mother. And then, okay, go on. I already did that. Going on. So, wait. Right. So you have a Mizpah here, right? Going on. And he said unto the king of Moab, which are the so-called Chinese people, let my, and that border is here. Here is that border. This is one of the reasons. Here you have that. And then wait, let me show you something. So, okay. Right, here you have the Levitical towns in the midst of the other tribes, the red things that you see there. And this is, if I'm correct, mentioned in Joshua 21 and also Numbers chapter 3. You can pause the video if you want to. Then you can check them all out in here. You can check them all out in Joshua 21 with these names and all that there. Where they were in the midst of the tribe of Asher, Manasseh, and Naphtali. The other ones were in the midst of Dan, Manasseh, and this is the other Manasseh, other half tribe of Manasseh, Issachar, Asher, and stuff like that. Naphtali, sorry, Zebulun. Okay, the Merarites, they were in the midst of what? Zebulun, Reuben, and Zebulun, Reuben, and Gad. Zebulun, Reuben, and Gad. Right. And you had them living over there. Okay, that's that concerning the Levites. And then here you had, so why do the Why does Esau say that the Native Americans are Asians and stuff like that? They come from Asia. Native Americans and Asians. This is Chinese. This is Native. Some of them look alike. Some of them look like them, but not a lot of times, but you can see the difference sometimes. Chinese and Native American, of course, you can clearly see the difference here. But why do they say that they, descend from them? Because that's one of Esau's tricks, to say that they descend from them. That's because back in the days, what did Gad do? You had Gad here, you had Reuben here, and then you had Manasseh. Wait, where's Manasseh? You had, let me see something. Okay. Here. What did you have? You had Reuben here. What did Reuben do? They, a few of them, actually a big portion of them, made children with Moab. And they made children with, and the Gadites made children with Ammon, and they also made children with Moab. I mean, even Judah did that with David, his grandmother, Ruth. So yeah, and look out how her descendants turn out to be. So it doesn't matter who your mother is; it matters how your mind is, because you have a lot of these people that are so-called. It's Esau's fault, but still, the rest of the ones that are descendants of that, they perpetuate that. When you go to South America, you will notice that people of lighter skin complexion, they feel themselves more toward Esau, and they do the racist thing that Esau does toward the so-called darker skinned ones in South America. You will notice that, and if you don't, you can use YouTube. You will see what the hell's going on over there. Not even Esau is that racist toward dark-skinned people. Plus, he got laws and stuff like that that kind of prohibits him, stops him from doing what he actually wants to do. I'm talking about the common folks. The common folks and stuff like that. Not the government, because they do whatever they want to, so yeah. So why do they associate the Native Americans to the Asiatic people? That's because back in the days, our people made children with them. They made children with them. Our people mingled their seed with the people of what? Let me see. Ezra chapter 9. So that's why some of us don't look like that. Ezra 9:1. Now when these things were done, the princes came to me, saying, the people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the lands, doing according to their abominations, even of the Canaanites, the Hivites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, Japanese, and the Moabites, Chinese, and these are Canaanites are just Africans. Mizraim, which is Egypt, which is also a Hamite, and the Amorites, which is also a Hamite, but this is a Canaanite. For they have taken of their daughters for themselves, and for their sons, so that the holy seed of Israel, because they are the holy seed, have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea, the hand of the princes and rulers have been chief in this trespass. So what is a trespass? No. A sin, an offense. That is what they were doing, because they was worshiping the heathen nations, their customs, their abominations, because that's what the Lord warned us of. Now look, for example, I have seen it plenty of times. I have seen Jacob descendants that have a, Edomite wife and stuff like that. What will you do? You're not going to celebrate your so-called because if they believe that they're Africans and stuff like that, they're not gonna celebrate the African religion thing. They're gonna celebrate Christmas. They're gonna celebrate Easter. Oh, I have seen others that they really tend to that, and then they go to Africa, and then the Caucasus female, the Edomite female, she will actually start celebrating those people their feasts. But you're not an African. But anyway, you see that. So, for example, if a Rasta guy has a Edomite wife, she will make her hair Rasta also. She will just walk around with Rasta type of clothing. Because women are followers, but men too. Men too. But a lot of times, the Israelite man, will follow after the customs of the female that he's with, whether it be a Chinese, because I saw Jacob descendants eat Chinese food. Like, when I say Chinese food, I mean like, I don't eat Chinese food, it doesn't matter what. But then, I mean like these frogs and stuff like that, squid, all those type of things. Japanese people do it too. Like, if you have a Jacob descendant with a Japanese female, they eat squid, which is an octopus. Those two things. They eat a lot of crazy stuff. So they start to follow after their customs because they want to please them too. And it could be vice versa. I saw them, Asiatic females trying to please you, but there's very few of those because they care about their family's opinion more than they care about the love that they have the majority of the time. So yeah, so it was the rulers of the nation of Israel. They had a big hand in pushing this so-called interracial thing with the heathen nations and thus following after their customs. Like I said, it would be I've seen it also. You see a Jacob descendant with his Edomite wife or some other nation, and you see her sad on Christmas or stuff like that. And you'd be like, oh, just okay, this is one time. Oh, really? Wow. And then before you know it, you in that nonsense, you in that spiral. So that happens too, because of love's sake, because of, you could call it pity, because he sees that his wife is not really, she's sad on the so-called Christmas. There's no Christmas tree in the house and all that type of stuff. Christmas, there's no tree, and then he caves in. Oh, okay, let's go buy a tree. Really, you really believe this? Wow. Stuff like that. I've seen it, but yeah. So that's one of the reasons why you should watch out with the heathen nations. They're women, because they're gonna bring you into that. And another thing is, do you really want to go into a family? Like, if you make children with an Edomite, you're going into their family and taking ones out of theirs and then joining their family onto yours. Now your children have them as family members too. I don't think a lot of Jacob descendants actually think about what they're doing. Actually, they don't think forwardly. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So leave it at that. So is somebody related to King David on the Moabite side? It's 100% the truth. But yeah, let me go on. So, but her bloodline, look. The thing is, the women bloodline she's a result of a bloodline. She doesn't create bloodline. She's the result of one. Because with her, it stops. If you only have daughters, poof, there goes your bloodline. Your name will be cut off. It says it right here. Numbers 27 and also Numbers 36. Why should the name of our father... Here. Numbers 27 and 4. Why should the name of our father be done away from among his family? Why? Because he had no son. Give unto us therefore a possession among the brethren of our father. That is the truth. If you don't have son, poof, there goes your name. But then if you have a brother and he has sons, then there is where your thing goes further. But that's why your brother is supposed to now take your wife. If you die, and you have no sons. And that is the case here. And then your brother is supposed to take your wife and then make children. And if she's dead, and everybody's just dead, you and your wife are dead, then your brother is supposed to take your children's, their heritage is supposed to come to them. And if you have no brother, then your father, his brother, which is your uncle. And if your father is also an only child, well, then you go to his father to seek his brother, which is your grandfather, his brother. Then you go to their descendants, and then the inheritance is supposed to go to there. It explains it here. So let me go back to over here. No, right. Trespass. So yeah. So be careful concerning the heathen nations. You can do it, but be careful concerning the worship that you're going to do. Because you're going, well, a lot of times you will follow after their customs because you love her. Or you're just being foolish. First, the rest of verse 3. Let my father and my mother, I pray thee, come forth and be with you, till I know what Yahweh will do for me. So King David, his mother, and his father. And he brought them before the king of Moab, and they dwelled with him all the while that David was in the hold. And the prophet Gad said unto David, and the prophet Gad said unto David, Abide not in the hold, depart, and get thee into the land of Judah. Then David departed, and came into the forest of Hereth. Verse 6, which is subtitled, Saul has Ahimelech killed. When Saul heard that David was discovered, and the men that were with him. Now, and by the way, before I go on, by the way, all these are actually black people. These are black people. I'm not talking about the ones that in the Caribbean, that the Dutch is not. I'm not talking about this one, because those one exist also. So don't get me wrong. These ones. I used to teach in this street over here. I still kind of teach there, but I actually moved a little bit out of this street. But no, I'm still in this street. But yeah. So the Dutch depiction of a Native American Moor of the Caribbean. This is what they say that they show that they saw. This is America that they showed that they saw. This is also here in America. Sorry, not here. I mean, in America, in the Netherlands, they show you that they saw this. Yeah, Native American. This is what they show you that they saw. The Dutch show you this. Yeah. The Dutch show you. I'm not gonna show this. The Dutch show you that they saw this. And then you had another one, which is from Africa, which also had the same type of clothing. But she has a tiger around her neck. Well, not a tiger. Some kind of cat. Some kind of cat. So this is what they saw. The Dutch travelers. And also you have Germany saying the same thing. I actually saw a picture of the Germans. So wait a minute. This is Australia. As you can see the word over there, above there. Ancient Americas, lies spread. So, not all of them looked like they was mixed up with so-called Chinese. Oh yeah, this is the statues in Germany that you have there. You have these type of statues in Germany. You have the tobacco thing in Germany here with the tobacco smokes. Here you can see it again. You know, they have these, they have the history. They have that. And this is not what they would teach globally. Blackamoor Indian. You have these ones in Italy. The Indian black. With look the rolls over there are the tobacco. Those things are the tobacco. You had them, you had the natives like this one with the cigarette, the tobacco thing. But you have these same statues in Germany unto this day where these ones hold the tobacco, the so-called Negro looking ones. These ones with the tobacco here. And let me see. Here again with the tobacco rolls, the so-called Negroes. Here again with the afro hair and stuff like that. So I can go on, but yeah, those are the blackamoors in Italy. Blackamoor. Here, these are the ones. Blackamoor Italy, and then you have the blackamoor Indian, and then you have the blackamoor cigar statues. If I can see it. Yeah, here he's smoking a pipe. So here you have the cigar thing, but anyway. Then you, everybody knows this one. This one is the commercial one. But the native, the Germans, they show you that it's talking. The cigar store Indians from Germany. See, you see it here, cigar stores Indians. And then I'm gonna hit it up with one last one. Cigar store Indian Moors. Here you can see one. That's the Indian Moors. Oh, more. Okay, but I know that Google has been tampered with, because back in the days you could find this very easily. You know, way better than now, as you can see the tobacco here. But anyway, I was thinking of one more. Oh yeah, roken de moor. This one is the Dutch one. Smoking, goddamn devils. They're lying, but they want to say it's the Arabs, but they know. Okay, this one. See the rolls of tobacco? And then you have this one again, smoking more. It says here the smoking more, the roken de moor. They know goddamn well that it's talking about the so-called Negroes and stuff like that. And you had the ones here in Amsterdam. You had the so-called Negro smoking a pipe. Here, another one, a so-called Negro. Utrecht. Smoking a pipe, right? So here you have it a little bit better. The Moor, the smoking Moor. He had the tobacco, and he was selling that stuff unto the Edomites with the ships. Okay, so and then you had this one, the smoking Moor. Okay, cool cat. So let me leave that at that. Going on. So when Saul heard that David was discovered, and the men that were with him, now Saul abode in Gibeah under a tree in Ramah. And Gibeah is in Benjamin, which is mentioned, shown, I mean, here. No? It's not here. It's not here. I think it's here then. I clicked it away. Oh no, sorry. Here it is. Ramah. So he was chilling here, having his spear in his hand, and all his servants were standing with him. Then Saul said unto his servants that stood about him, Hear now, ye Benjamites, will the son of Jesse give every one of you fields and vineyards, and make you all captains of thousands and captains of hundreds, that all of you have conspired against me? Because he was saying, like, is he gonna do it? He's from Judah. I'm from Benjamin. I'm gonna give you. And there is none that showeth me that my son had made a league with the son of Jesse. And there is none of you that is sorry for me, and showeth unto me that my son had stirred up my servant against me, stirred up his servant David. The lion wait as at this day. Then answered Doeg the Syrian. I already explained that in the chapter before this, that this is a Syrian, which was set over the servants of Saul, and said, I saw the son of Jesse coming to Nob, and Ahimelech the son of Ahitub. And he inquired of Yahweh for me, because that's what the seer used to do back in the days. the seers, which are the prophet. Here, 1 Samuel 9 and 9. Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the heavenly Father, thus he spake, Come, and let us go to the prophet, the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer. So this is the same thing that happened with what's her name again? Rebecca. This is what happened with Rebecca, because it says right here, Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, Rebecca, because she was barren. She couldn't get children. Her womb was basically kapot, broken. And Yahweh was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, If it be thus, if it be so, why am I thus? If it really is a blessing, why is this happening to me? Because it's like war going on in my stomach, my womb, And she went to inquire of the Lord. She didn't go herself. She went to the prophet. And then they asked the prophet, like, why is this happening to me if I'm really that blessed with children, like, with being conceived? And the Lord said unto her, the Lord spoke through the prophet. 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. This is the same thing that happened with, for example, with Eber having, for example, here, First Chronicle chapter 1, let me see, 24. Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Pelah, Peleg, Reu, Serug, Nahor, Terah, Abram, the same as Abraham. Right. We were all separated, right? Because we were separated from Abraham, his brother, which is Nahor. And Nahor and Haran got Lot. And then Lot got Moab and Ammon. So they are also Hebrews. But they're not called that, because they all came from Eber, which is Ibar. So they all came from there, but they got separated as to who. They're all Hebrews, but they got separated as to who is named an Hebrew Israelite, because the Ishmaelites are clearly Hebrew Ishmaelites. Wait, sorry. They're just not really standardly called like that, but we know that they are. And Esau is a Hebrew Edomite, 100%, because he came from Abraham. And we know this, but he's not commercially called or commonly called a Hebrew Edomite. He's called an Edomite, just Edom, right? So we are separated, as you can see here. You can check that out here. 6. Second Esdras chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creature, of him come we all come from Adam, and the people also whom thou hast chosen, and they are separated from one another. Just like how Esau and Jacob are not the same, they are the same bloodline. They have the same father, same mother, but they're not of the chosen bloodline that the Lord chose. Deuteronomy 32:8. When Yahweh divided the nations to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam. Who are the sons of Adam now? Everybody upon the planet Earth. How? Through Noah, because everybody else died. So through Noah, all of us are basically connected. All of us are actually connected, but we're not connected through the bloodline. Well, the holy bloodline, sorry, the chosen bloodline, but we are connected to bloodline to some certain degree, because we have the same father and mother. So anyway, so yeah, that, and so the closest to us is Esau. That's why niggas like white chicks so much. That was an inside joke, right? So you're sleeping with your sister when you do that. But actually you're sleeping with your sister when you sleep with a woman that looks like you, of the same tribe, for example. But that is how it is supposed to be. So it's kind of weird, but it's not weird, especially when you know it. It's weird. But like nowadays, nobody wants to, not nobody, but a lot of people don't want to make children with their cousin, like your father's brother, his children, his daughter, or your brother, sorry, your father, his cousin's daughter. A lot of people don't want that because they think, oh, that's incest, is family. No, your father, mother, their children, that's incest. The other one is not incest. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just giving you an example of how the world works now compared to how it used to be. Because also here in the book of First Chronicles chapter 1, when Peleg was born, because his name was Omen Nomen, it means division. So it says here, so when Eber came, so the sons of Shem, Arphaxad, and through Arphaxad came Shelah, and Shelah begat Eber, Ibar, Heber, Hebrew. And unto Hebrew were born two sons. The name of the one was Peleg, because in his days the earth was divided. And his brother's name was Joktan. So we came through Peleg, and around his time the Lord started to divide the nations and stuff like that, right? As he already did, but now even more prevalent, if I use the word correctly. Prevalent, what does that mean again? Yeah, I want to use a fancy word, but let me see. Prevalent, what does it mean? Widespread. Oh yeah, in a particular area. Yeah, it is prevalent. Right, going on. When you use fancy words, don't even know what I'm saying. But going on, I heard it somewhere. I heard somebody use the word prevalent, and I was like, oh, because he used it in a sentence, and I was like, oh, that's what I mean. Right. And he inquired of the Lord for him. So he went to the prophet for him, and then he talked. He said some stuff. So 1 Samuel 22:10. And gave him victuals, and gave him the sword of Goliath, of the Philistine. So how would that have looked? Well, you can check that out here, for example. This is just an example. It's not something that I'm telling you like that, but you can imagine for yourself, because he was a giant. And it explains that his sword was not normal. It was not a normal sword. It was very heavy. It was very big. And King David took it. But anyway, I'm not talking about that it has spikes or something like that, because I could have easily taken this one for an example. Or actually this one. You know what's really funny? Or actually this one. This one. You know what's actually really funny? I didn't even want to say it, but then I love, look, before I even read the scriptures, okay, I already had in my head that I wanted the sword like this. So now that I'm gonna say it, or I want actually that sword. Yeah, I'm not trying to associate myself with King David, because like I said, I had this before I even knew the existence of the Bible, my man. You know, so of course I knew about the Bible. I didn't read it. Never had no interest in it whatsoever. So I was into stuff like this and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So you have also another one. You got the Buster. You got this sword. You know. So yeah. Always found this sword dope. But I know you need to have strength to wield this. So right. So enough of that. Going back to over here. So the sword of Goliath was very big. It's and it is explained. Sword of Goliath. Where was it again? 676.9. 6 foot 8. Here, 1 Samuel 17. He had armor that, you know, was very heavy. Iron blade of his spear. The iron blade of his spear. Wait a minute. Did he have a... I think... No, David took his sword. Wait. David took his sword. It was a sword. He had a spear too, but he was just... Yeah, he took his sword. Because I was like, huh? Almost made me think that I made a mistake. Yeah, he had his sword upon his armor, but I think he had a spear also. Wait, let me see. Nay, 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 nay. Oh no. Yeah. Therefore, David ran and stood upon the Philistine, on Goliath that he slew. He slew him and took his sword and drew it out of his sheath, out of the sheath thereof, and slew him and cut off his head therewith. So he cut off his head with his own sword. Yeah, I thought so. Right, and the sword was very big. Anyway. 1 Samuel chapter 22, verse 11. Then the king sent to call Ahimelech the priest, the son of Ahithub, and all his father's house, the priests that were at Nob. And they came all of them to the king. And Saul said, Hear now, thou son of Ahithub. And he answered, Here am I, my lord. And Saul said unto him, Why have ye conspired against me, thou and the son of Jesse, and that thou hast given him bread and the sword? Yeah, the sword of Goliath. And Goliath also had a spear, so that's why I got confused. Like, wait a minute. No. He had a spear and a sword. And has inquired of Yahweh, because he was so big, he has 6 toes. 6 fingers also. 2 rows of teeth. And 2 rows of teeth is not far-fetched. It's very normal, actually. Look here. And, it's very normal. Everybody has that. Let me see. Children's skull teeth. This is the look, we don't see dead bodies. I don't see dead bodies, especially not this one. This looked like an alien to me. Now, if I was to see this and I didn't have the internet, I would go buck crazy like, what was that? What is that? But that is normal. Every man in existence that is small has this, and unless you have a deformity, believe me, this looks deformed. But I mean, unless you have a deformity to where you are born with no teeth or something like that. Some people are born with that, Some people are born with deformed skulls and stuff like that. A normal person, a child would be grown like this. This is the normality of a child. The normal skull of a child. If you didn't know how your skull used to look when you was a child losing your baby teeth, this is how it looks. Children have 2 rows of teeth. But the giants, they didn't lose it. It grew with them. They had 2 sets of teeth, 2 rows of teeth. This child over here has like what, 42? How many teeth? $32 times 32 is 4, 6. Yeah, 64. I think children have 64. Think 64? No, it's not 20. 64, bro. Hidden. They have 64. Let me see. Yeah, those are the ones that you can see. Or maybe they have 60. I don't, but they have 64. Because it's in there. You just don't see it. And then later on it starts it grows like this. You don't see it anymore. Because they're down there. The children have it down there. Then these ones push upward and these ones push downward. And then this first set will fall out. And then this set will grow in. That's why they have like these vampire teeth over here. This one have these vampire teeth, and this one will push downward, and then this will close. It will grow close. It's crazy. I don't know how it works, bro. I only know the Most High does that. I don't know. I'm just seeing it. These ones will push these down and come out of it also. Okay, enough of that. So going on. So they had 2 rows of teeth. They had that one. They kept it. It didn't fall out. like with normal people going on, and has inquired of Yahweh of him. So what did he do? He asked the Lord concerning King David, like, is it going to go good with them? Just like how you have fortune tellers, when you go to them fortune tellers, and then they tell you like, well, I see this in your life, and you're gonna meet a girl, and it's gonna steal your money. Oh shit, I shouldn't be hanging around bitches and stuff like that. So, but the priest asked the son of Ahutub, which is Ahimelech the priest, which is a Levite. He asked the Lord, like, concerning King David, like, so what will thou have him do concerning things, concerning certain things, that he should rise against me to lie in wait as at this day. Then Ahimelech answered the king and said, and who is so faithful among all thy servants as David, which is the king's son-in-law, and goeth at thy bidding? Yeah, because if you tell him, like, go do this, he will do it, and is honorable in thine house. Did I then begin to inquire of Yahweh for him? Be it far from me. Let not the king impute anything unto his servant, nor to all the house of my father. For thy servant know nothing of all this, less or more. And the king said, thou shalt surely die, Ahimelech, thou and all thy father's house. And the king said unto the footmen that stood about him, turn and slay the priest of Yahweh. That's a very dangerous thing. Because even if the priest is wrong, even if the high priest is wrong, well, you don't touch him. You don't do that. Because even Paul, I wanted to say Saul. Well, his name was Saul actually. Yeah, but anyway, even Paul, he said this, Acts 23:5. Then said Paul, I wist not, brethren, that he was the high priest, for it is written, thou shalt not speak evil of the ruler of thy people. So even though this high priest, he was actually wrong concerning Paul, he was wrong actually, but still you don't speak bad toward him, because the anointing oil has passed over his head. That's about the time that you don't touch him no more. You shouldn't touch him in the first place. He's a priest. Yeah, you don't touch that. You leave him to the Lord's. That's the Lord is his inheritance, because he says it right here. You don't touch them. You do not touch the priest. You do not touch the Levites. And that's not a good idea for you to be doing that, because it says right here, Numbers chapter 18 verse 24. What did I put here? Anyway, it says right here on Numbers 18:24, but the tithes of the children of Israel, which they offer as an heave offering unto Yahweh, I have given to the Levites to inherit. Therefore I have said unto them, among the children of Israel they shall have no inheritance. I'm not hungry. I don't know if you heard that, but I'm not hungry. Oh yeah, 20. Sorry. Verse 20, Numbers 18:20. And Yahweh spake unto Aaron, thou shalt have no inheritance in their land. That's why the Levites used to live in the midst of them, right? Not because an Israelite from Benjamin, for example, is not allowed to go into the land of Simeon or Naphtali of Issachar. He is not allowed to go and take land there. He's not allowed. Numbers chapter 27 and Numbers chapter 36 explains that specifically. And then therefore, a heathen nation can 100%, 100,000% never, is still 100%, can never have inheritance in the land of Israel, because an Israelite is not even allowed to take another Israelite his forefather's parch of land that he has been given from Yahweh. You are not even an inch, not even a centimeter, not even a millimeter. You are not allowed to remove their border because we had borders amongst ourselves. So let's say here is the border. Yeah, Reuben is not allowed to go a centimeter over Gad and then take land there. It's explained in the book of Numbers 27 and also Numbers 36. Right, so neither shalt thou have any part among them. I am thy part and thine inheritance among the children of Israel. Wait. Yeah, here. What? Uh-oh. I have taken the Levites. Sorry, Levites. Oh, Numbers 8 and 19. And I have taken the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons, among the children of Israel, to do the service of the children of Israel in the tabernacle of the congregation. This one is what I'm looking for, sorry. Numbers 3:12. And behold, Yahweh, I have taken the Levites from among all the other tribes of Israel, all the 12 tribes, by the way, instead of all the firstborn that openeth the matrix, which is the womb, among the 12 tribes of Israel. Therefore the Levites shall be mine. Right. So all the Levites are the Yahwehs and the men, all of them. And with the rest of the tribes of Israel, only the firstborn son is of the Lord. Well, all of them of the Lord, but he chose the firstborn specifically of all the sons that come from, that come from Dan, Simeon, Naphtali, Manasseh, Zebulun, Issachar, Asher, Gath, Reuben, and all that there. Right, Ephraim. All their firstborn. And also the firstborn of every animal that we have. Cattle, stuff like that. Okay, so now going back to over here. What's this? Okay, cool. And the king said unto the footmen that stood about him, Turn and slay the priests of Yahweh, because their hand also is with David, and because they knew when he fled and did not show it to me. But the servant of the king would not put forth their hand to fall upon the priest, because they was like, no, I'm not going to do that. You're the king, but I'd rather die than touch the Levite. That's a sure curse upon my. No, I'm not gonna do that. You can't. I'm not gonna do that. Sorry. They would not put forth their hand to touch the Levites. They was like, no, I'm not doing that. You can do it if you want to. Then I disobey you willingly and freely and happily. I'll disobey that order. They was not going to do that. And the king said to Doeg the Syrian, Turn thou and fall upon the priests. And Doeg the Syrian turned and he fell upon the priest. Why did he do that? Because he's not an Israelite, so he doesn't have to fear. Like, I'm not touching them. I'm not touching the priests. I'm not going to do it. But he is not an Israelite. So he did it. He was like, what do I have to fear? No, meh. And he slew on that day 75 persons that did wear a linen ephod. Fourscore, so 1 score is 20, 4 score is 80, and then 5. So 85 priests, Levites, he murdered wearing an ephod. You have balls of, I don't know, man. I don't even know what material. Titanium from Wolverine or something like that. I don't know. So with the ephod, they wore the ephod. That's crazy. going on. And now, why was he allowed to do that, you might ask? Because you might ask, like, so if the Lord is with them, why did the Lord allow this to happen to the priests, the Levites? Well, if you go to the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, you will see that Eli, the priest, the Levite, he was cursed. How was he cursed? Well, 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 26, and the child Samuel grew and was in favor both with Yahweh and also with men. And there came a man of Yahweh unto Eli, man of the Lord, and said unto him, Thus saith Yahweh, Did I plainly appear unto the house of thy father when they were in Egypt? Which his father was Moses or Aaron, one of those two. If I'm correct, I need to go look it up again. But he's a Levite. In Egypt's, in Pharaoh's house, I think it was Moses. And did I choose him out of all tribes to be my priest, which is Moses, to offer upon mine altar to burn incense, to wear an ephod before me? And did I give unto the house of thy father all the offerings made by fire of the children of Israel? That's in the book of Numbers, chapter 18. He explains that. He says that. Sorry, right? Sorry. Going on. Did I not do that? Wherefore kick ye at my sacrifice and at my offering, which I have commanded in my habitation? Where's the Lord's habitation? The Ark of the Covenant. He was there. Well, he's not there. He's all over the place, but there is where he communed with the Israelites. And you can read that in Leviticus chapter 16 and number 7. Let me see. So Leviticus 16, 1 and 2, and 13 until 16, and number 7 and here, 89, and also here, Exodus 33, and 9 until 11, also 7, sorry. Actually, no, not 9 here. This is talking about the chariot. This was in front of the tent, at the door of the tent. So it was not in the tent. But anyway, the Lord spoke face to face unto Moses as a friend. And it was not that he saw his face. It was like he could see the manifestation of this thing. And if you look up this thing in the Hebrew, it says theopanty. Panty or something like that. Theophany. It says the visible manifestation to humans of the heavenly, in this case, the Heavenly Father. So that's why he said, and Yahweh spake unto Moses face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend. So he can see him. That's the face to face. Because cloudy pillar. Because it says here cloudy, Hebrews 60:51. It says theopanthic cloud. That's what I just looked up. So he could talk to him face to face, but not face to face, you know? Right. Because it says in the same chapter that, but my face thou shalt not see. Here, 20. And he said, thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. So when he's saying that he speaks to Moses face to face as a man speaketh to his friend, that's not talking about that. For example, he make the angel come and speak to him. That's face to face, number 1. The other face to face is this one. But like seeing the Heavenly Father himself, no. That's not happening. You'd be dead by that time. and you won't remember. Do you remember every dream 100%? No. Sometimes you wake up and you're so sad because you know you had a beautiful dream, but you just cannot remember it. Or when you were in the dream and you were with a friend, somebody that you're often with, and you know him throughout the whole dream. Soon as you wake up, his face is gone. You can't see his face no more in your mind. You'd be like, I know I was with someone, but I can't remember his face. But I know that when I was in the dream, I remember that I know his face. I knew him. Like, I've seen you before. As soon as you wake up, gone. Well, you can imagine that then. If the Heavenly Father can do that in dreams, then how much more in reality? Or people might say like, no, wait, in dream it's actually easier. Yeah. That's just an example of what the Lord can do. Dreams and stuff like that. Okay, so Doeg murdered 85 people. Priests. Oh yeah. Why did he do it? Okay. So the Heavenly Father was already angry at Eli. In my habitation, and honor as thy sons above me, because they were wicked, and he still loved them more than he loved the Lord. To make yourselves fat with the chiefest of all the offerings of Israel, my people, because he took that, and it's like this: a woman. Mariah, that's what I want. Mariah Carey she took a $10 million ring from her ex-fiance because he engaged onto her, right? He engaged, stuff like that. And James Parker, $10 million engagement ring. Then he cut off the engagement, but the bitch didn't want to give it back. Why? In America, you have these bogus laws that if you give someone something, you cannot just take it back or something like that if you come into a fight with each other. If you was an honorable person, you just give it back. Why would you keep something from someone that you hate and he or she hates you? It's about greed. It's about satanic greed. But this is beyond greed. Why? Because she sold it for $2 million. She sold it for 2.1 million, but the thing is worth 10 million. So it's not about money. It's about being a devil. It's hate. The bitch is angry at him. So she take his stuff and sell it for nothing compared to what he got, paid for it to give toward her. But yeah, or you're wearing someone's underwear. That's basically what you're doing. Because the Heavenly Father gave you all these things and then you throw it in the back and then you still worship your evil sons, which were sons of devils with. That's it. And yeah, you have something of someone else. That's kind of pathetic. Especially if that person hates you. So every time you're walking around with his t-shirt or her t-shirt, it's just pathetic. But people don't think like that. Wicked people don't think like that. Because I would give you back your shit, man. Here, take your gold ring. I did it before. A girl gave me a chain, a golden chain. I don't even know if it was gold or silver. I don't remember. It's a long time ago. But I went to her house and I put it in the mail. In her, like here in the Netherlands, you have this. You have this. So you just put it in the door and then it would fall in the house. And then when they come in, they would see it. Because, I mean, you're going to take off your shoes, right? Or you're going to wipe your shoes, right? So nobody else took it. So yeah, I gave it back. You know, so yeah, just give your shit back, bro. Yeah, I don't want something on my neck, but it's yours. And I'm thinking about you all the time when I see it. It's pathetic. So going on. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 30. Wherefore, Yahweh, the power of Israel, saith, I said indeed that thy house and the house of thy father should walk before me forever. But now, Yahweh saith, be it far from me. For them that honor me, I will honor. And they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. Behold, the days come that I will cut off thine arm, and the arm of thy father's house, that there should not be an old man in thine house. And thou shalt see an enemy in my habitation. Which is where the Ark of the Covenant was, because he did see it. He did see that the Philistines came and took the Ark of the Covenant. That is where the Lord's habitation is. I think it was here. Then another one. Here, Exodus 15:2. Yahweh is my strength and song, and he is become my salvation. He is my power, and I will prepare an habitation, my father's power, and I will exalt him. I will prepare him a habitation. That's the Ark. Ark of the Covenant. There is where they said that the Lord is dwelling. It is a scripture for that. Sorry, let me see. Oh yeah, here. I think it's King, First Chronicles, I think. Yeah, second. Okay, sorry about that. Second Chronicles chapter 6 verse 1. Then said Solomon, Yahweh had said that he would dwell in the thick darkness. That is the cloud. Yeah? Leviticus 16 explains that also to you. 16 and 13, 14 and 15. Leviticus chapter 16 verse 13. And verse 14 and verse 15. And also Isaiah chapter 6 also explains that. Here. So here, you need to put the smoke, the incense is smoke, upon the incense upon the fire. And here, it says the smoke filled all the house. So that one. And the movie. This one. It shows you it. So you can now physically see the smoke. This is Isaiah chapter 6. And also Leviticus chapter 16. It explains it. Those are just two of a few other scriptures, but those are the ones that I also often remember very easily. Sorry, Lord willing, I keep on remembering it easy, but the other ones I need to look it up, but I know they're there. I wrote it in my book, but I'm not on that page right now. Anyway, so 2 Chronicles chapter 6 verse 2. But I have built an house for habitation for thee, and a place for thy dwelling forever. So when it says that the Lord dwelleth in the midst of the children of Israel, first in the physical form, it's talking about the Ark of the Covenant, and then it's also talking about within the Israelites themselves. The temple of the Lord is within you. It's not in no man-made temple with hands made and stuff like that. It's in you. Yeah. But the physical form one was actually the Ark of the Covenant. But he also explains that the Lord does not dwell in a temple made with hands. What was that again? Maybe 6? I think it was 2 then, maybe. 2, maybe. Here, yeah, here. It says here. 2 Chronicles 2 and 5. And the house which I build is great, for great is our power above all gods. But who is able to build him an house, seeing the heaven and heaven of heavens cannot contain him? Who am I then, that I should build him an house, save only to burn sacrifice before him? So that is why he built the house, because he knew, like, the Lord is not there. The heavens of heaven cannot contain him. So here, I will build a house. He also built himself a house. But what did he build the house for? He built the house for the Ark of the Covenant, to dwell therein, which is the habitation of Yahweh, as you can see it in Leviticus chapter 16. For I will appear in the cloud above the mercy seat, which is smoke. This one here. Smoke. Here. Here. The smoke. Here. The smoke. Here. The smoke. Well, it's kind of foggy there. Smoke here. Oh, Esau knows. Right, going on. So on here, if I'm correct, right. So 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse the rest of 29. In my habitation, and honor as thy sons above me, to make my be it far from me. Okay. Behold, the days come. Okay. And thou shalt see an enemy in my habitation. That is when the Philistines they stole the ark. Sorry. Verse 5, yeah. Chapter 5, sorry. They stole the ark. That happened in 1 Samuel 5. In all the wealth which Yahweh shall give Israel, they took our stuff. And there shall not be an old man in thine house forever. So the Lord is going to kill all your children, all his children of Eli, young. And the man of thine, whom I shall not cut off from mine altar, from serving Yahweh, shall be to consume thine eyes. It's going to make you feel sorrow, because it's your fault that I'm going to curse them. And to grieve thine heart. You're going to be of sorrow heart when you see your descendants suffering because you didn't listen to me. and all the increase of thine house shall die in the flower of their age. This is fulfilled here. Doeg killed them. 85 people. Levites, he killed them because he was stubborn. By that time he was already dead, but he knew. You see, the prophets can see things, and he was one of them. He was a Levite, so he knows. And this shall be a sign unto thee, that shall come upon thy two sons, on Hophni and Phinehas. In one day they shall die both of them, and I will raise me up a faithful priest, that shall do according to the wish, to that which is in my heart and in my mind, and I will build him a sure house, and he shall walk before mine anointed forever, which is Samuel. And it shall come to pass that every one that is left in thine house of Eli, shall come and crouch to him for a piece of silver and a morsel of bread. I'm going to make them beggars, the one that I'm not going to kill. And shall say, put me, I pray thee, into one of the priest's office, that I may eat a piece of bread. Because the priests, they are allowed to eat the bread, the show bread. David wasn't allowed, but he was hungry, so he gave him. Yahushua spoke about that in the book of Matthew 12. He spoke about that. So, let no man fool you. Nowadays, in 2025, we are now in 2025 here. 13 February 2025. It is that if someone, let's say you're hungry on the Sabbath, and you don't want to kindle a fire because you're not supposed to do that. But let's say you're really hungry, you can buy food, but you're not allowed to buy food normally on the Sabbath. But in this case, you are allowed. Matthew 12 explains that. So when you're really hungry, you are allowed to do that. I mean, why should you die of hunger or starve? Suffer. Right. Wait, sorry. Right, so let me wrap it up first. Samuel chapter 22, verse 19. And Nob, the city of the priests, smote Doeg the Syrian with the edge of the sword, both men and women, children and sucklings, and oxen and asses and sheep, with the edge of the sword. You might ask yourself, like, were they standing still or something? And couldn't they just run away? You have to understand, the men back in those days were very strong. If he was a man of war, yeah. The scriptures also explain, don't lie in front of a man of war, and don't anger him. It's in the scriptures. So, yeah, don't do that. Because men of war had extreme power compared to the men of now. Verse 20. And one of the sons of Ahimelech, the son of Ahitub, named Abiathar, escaped and fled after David. And Abiathar showed David that Saul had slain Yahweh's priests. And David said unto Abiathar, I knew it that day when Doeg the Syrian was there, because he saw him, that he would surely tell Saul, I have occasioned the death of all the persons of thy father's house. It's my fault, he said. But he didn't know that it was actually a curse from Yahweh upon the house of Eli for his disrespect. He didn't know that. Verse 23. But it's still, he still blames himself because he was there. It's his, But it was actually a trickle-down curse 23. Abide thou with me, fear not. For he that seeketh my life, seeketh thy life. But with me, thou shalt be safeguard, in safeguard. So yeah, there you have it. That's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 22. And so with that, I'm going to say shalom.